Why don't we just talk about like Instagram strategy or like what you've been trying to like do on Instagram to grow, what's been working for you? Because we text back and forth about ideas. Why don't we just
Yeah.
expose the secrets to whoever wants them?
Okay, yeah, we could do that.
Let's do it. All right. Anyways, what's up, everyone? My name's Justin Odisho. Welcome back to another creator chat. That's what I'm calling them: creator chat, creator combo.
I like that. Sounds clean.
Yeah, right. This is episode 4. I got Daniel Schiffer on the line with me all the way from
What
Toronto,
up?
Canada. Yeah, today we're just gonna be talking about like what we've been doing to try to do this whole social media video thing.
I guess the main thing is standing out. You want to give people a reason to follow you or to like a photo. I used to upload very generic stuff, like I don't know, I'd upload if I was eating a burger, take a picture of my burger, upload it to Instagram, and be like, "Yo, look at this burger." But like the thing is, I wasn't even doing like good food photography. It was just like a very average photo of a burger. So there's nothing special about that. So what I started doing was um and you actually taught me this is that like you want to get content like whenever you can, like any content is good content. So I, for example, will use my YouTube videos as content for Instagram. So instead of uploading a whole tutorial to Instagram, I'll just take like a 15-second clip from some of the B-roll from my YouTube video and I'll put that on Instagram and people enjoy those.
I actually just shifted the way I think about it too. I used to be just like you, except a little bit different. Instead of just uploading whatever, I used to be super selective on what I upload. Like
Hmm.
only when I have like a highlight moment in my life would I post anything. So like once a
Yeah.
month something cool would happen that would be post worthy, and I'd post it like went to LA, went to New York.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you get in this weird habit of like never wanting to post anything until it's perfect. And then one day I was like, let me just go through my camera roll. I always used to tell my friends like my Instagram feed is dry, but my camera roll, that's funny. My camera roll is lit. So I went through my camera roll and I just saved a bunch of stuff that was interesting or funny or memes that I had saved to drafts. And I just started posting every day at noon, which was like my
Yeah.
peak time or whatever. I just made a bunch of videos about like Instagram tips too. So there's like a peak time I found is like earlier in the day for me. And
Hmm.
once I started posting every single day, I got over that like, oh, it has to be perfect phase. And I started getting
Hmm.
more likes on my pictures and more growth than I ever had before. Like I had a post hit like 3, 4 thousand likes. I've never had that happen even on like
Crazy.
milestone posts. So and like
And I
it's
guess
posts that I was literally just gonna they were sitting in my camera roll or I was just not gonna press send like this one. I literally was not gonna send it
love that one.
and
Yeah.
it got like 3,500 likes and then even to take it one step further, I also had this video of when I was taking it, and like you know how many times I open stories and I snap something and then I save it to camera roll and X. So like
Just post it.
yeah, I just posted it and this video got like 7,500 views too, and I was just gonna throw it away.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Huh.
It's
100%. Instagram seems to favor people who upload consistently, right? Like if you upload every day, like it seems to be working for you because that's how you would build engagement.
but one thing about your page though, which is really cool, is like your page is super engaged. Like you get the same engagement as me at like half
Hmm.
the follower count technically. I mean, I'm not sure all the specifics, but you get a really good solid engagement rate for your page, and I think that is something that happens when you start posting more. Is like you do kind of what's the word, like eat like attrition your own growth, like spread your own stuff thin. But I mean,
Hmm.
how have you ever tried posting like back to back to back to back and see if you still get those? Maybe people just like you more than me or
I've had
anyone else.
stretches where, yeah, I've had like periods of time where I'll upload, like 4 days in a row or something. And the thing is, it's hard to compare because my Instagram has a lot more followers now than it did back then.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say like what the difference in engagement would be just because I don't have a comparable amount of followers at this point. But I guess what the way I look at Instagram and my personal strategy, because I mean, there's like so many different ways you can go about running an Instagram feed. A lot of people curate content. A lot of people use it as their portfolio. You know, a lot of people like me who are videographers, that's what they'll do. They'll make it their portfolio where they post all their videos. And that's what I started off doing. And I realized that, you know, I already have a website for that. I already have a portfolio. I already have a YouTube channel for my videos. So what could my Instagram be? Because I was desperate for content and I realized, you know what? It should just be me, like the most raw like version of me, like still keep it relevant, still talk about the kinds of things that people follow me for, like video content, photo content, but also like I incorporate some of my personality. I try to be funny in my stories. I post clips that sometimes I don't post on YouTube, little boomerangs and stuff that are cinematic and people think they're cool. Just any way I can sort of bring my personality and my, I guess, like what I'm known for at this point, try to like collide them into one world. That's sort of what my Instagram is.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different features that, like you said, there's stories, which I love stories. Like, I get pretty solid engagement on there, and people actually watch them, and people actually respond. Like, you post these stories sometimes where you're skating, and you're like, "What trick should I do next?" I bet
Mm-hmm.
you get a ton of responses from those, and sometimes I post like, "Who wants to see this?" or ask me something, and I actually get like hundreds of people asking me stuff,
Yeah.
and then they're always like, "Oh, I can't believe you actually responded." So it's like a cool way
Mhm.
to like ask a question, then interact one by one with everyone, and then you can't really do that in the YouTube comments.
Exactly. And that's what's beautiful about Instagram is that it's on your mobile device and the operative word being mobile. You're no matter where you are, you can engage. It's harder on YouTube because unless you're doing a live stream, you're not just going to like upload a bunch of YouTube videos like back to back to back, like each 4 seconds long. But like you said with the skateboarding thing, it's such a cool way to engage with people where even though it has nothing to do with my cinematography or anything like that, I just post a story saying, DM me what trick you want me to do on my skateboard. I'll be featuring 3 or 4. I'll get like 200 people messaging me what trick they want to see. And if I do their trick and I post it, they're so hyped because the engagement is like immediate. Like I'm putting out like content that's not necessarily cinematic or professional, but it's still cool to see, oh, this guy like knows how to skateboard.
Yeah.
And it's like this interaction that's immediate, right? So I think that's like a very underutilized part of Instagram is stories, but not only stories, using stories to leverage your interaction with your audience.
Yeah. And I mean, I do that sometimes to lead into like it just naturally leads into a video sometimes. Like I'll
Yeah.
post a snippet and then people will be like, "Oh, you should make a tutorial about that." Or I'll be like, "Does anyone want a tutorial on this?" And I've noticed
Hmm.
like I just posted a video yesterday and it did a little bit better than it usually does because I kind of rolled it out on Instagram stories and gauged like the hype, and then once I actually dropped a video, I literally personally went through everyone that said they wanted it and I DM'd them a link. And like
Yeah.
I guess like when you're trying to lead up, more context always helps, you know? Just because
Hmm.
you skateboarding doesn't necessarily translate into why someone would want to check out your professional work. Just like it's like they get to know you a little bit better in a different way, and then they actually do want to check out whatever you have to offer in the future more because they might
Hmm.
be skaters or they just get to know you a little bit better. It's like more context helps your content.
For sure. And yeah, the other day I posted a story. I was at a lavender farm where I don't know, I guess they grow lavender and make
Yeah.
lavender products. I was gonna go like shoot some videos, didn't end up working out, but they had this yellow door in the middle of the farm. And it was just like in the middle of this big field. And I took a photo of it and posted on the story. And I just wrote a question, a caption that says, "Where do you think this goes? Or what does it lead to?" And I got hundreds of replies, one of which was,
No, it froze.
"You still there?"
Wait, rewind. It froze. Once you said you got
Yeah, I know.
hundreds of replies.
Yeah, I got a phone call. My bad.
Oh,
That's,
keep going, keep going.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah, you were one of those hundreds of replies. You said it leads into a Zoom transition or like
I
something
was
funny
only
like
half
that.
joking. That would actually be a good video.
It would be. And the thing is that when people say want to collab, like I think about collaborating with other YouTubers and stuff. You have to think about a topic, you have to think about a theme for the video, how you're going to bring value and how you're going to like collab on each other's platforms, and then you have to meet up and film it all. But me and you, in that moment, we collabed. You messaged me that funny response, and I posted it immediately after that story, and your reply to the initial story got way more responses than the actual story itself because people thought it was so funny. And that right there is a collab. It was like the easiest, but one of the most successful collabs. And like 300 people or something tapped on your name and checked out your page.
Yeah, I think that's another thing I do. That's another little nifty trick for anyone that's listening. Like content just starts coming to you when you post more content. That's like it's like it just comes to you when you look for it. I do that all the time. Like someone will say something funny to a response. I screenshot that response and share it because I've noticed that people like peeking into conversations between people. Even when
Yeah.
artists are trying to like roll out their new single or something, they'll post a screenshot of their text messages back and forth like when should we drop this song? And it feels like you're getting a sneak peek, so like you want to people just like love reading other people's messages.
Yeah.
And it's like an extra piece
100%.
of funny content around it.
Something that people always ask me, and I don't know, maybe you know more about this than I do, but people always ask like photos versus videos, and then even like carousels, like putting those different types of content on your feed. What is better? Because everyone seems to have a different sort of take on that. I'm curious what you think.
I think there's no reason why you can't mix like photos. Another thing I've been doing is like, the caption's so important for photos. Like with photos, you can make it a banger or not based on like what the caption is. Like you said, if you just posted a picture of the door and didn't say anything, it would have just been like if someone really was feeling froggy, they would message you something funny. But if you said where does this lead, you give a call to action for people to message you. So when I make a post and I'm like tag a Final Cut user or something like that, and a bunch more people tag. But then again, I think like videos I feel like are more viral potential, and I feel like Instagram's pushing them. Like whenever you're on the explore page, if you just randomly go to your explore page, what do you see? Right? The first thing you see is videos. And I think that like I don't know, post like a mix of both. Like videos usually get less likes than pictures, but they get more views and impressions. And actually, if you click like the view insights button, I think you have to be a business page or something. Like, do you ever click this and see? One thing I always look at is like this button, the bookmark button or whatever.
Right.
It's how many people like saved it to their collection. And I noticed
Mm,
it's interesting. Like when I post just a selfie or something personal about me, it'll get like decent engagement, but one person saved this to her collection, probably by accident.
true.
I don't know who it was. But when I post like a funny meme or something, 100 people saved it to their collection for later. So it's like, what do people really? So you got to give a mix, I guess. Carousels,
Yeah,
you
it's
said.
interesting.
Like I've seen an interesting way people use carousels. I've seen some meme pages do some funny stuff where they'll post like the thumbnail they'll post like the thumbnail on one, and then as you swipe they'll like take you through a story, or they'll just post like 7 memes in one carousel for you to browse through. I have a theory that like the more actions you give somebody to potentially take on your post, the less likely they're gonna like if they're already swiping 6 times, they're not gonna like. That's not a bad thing technically, but it's something to think about. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel
Mhm.
like if you've already exhausted their finger a couple times, they're not gonna like, comment, swipe, watch the video. They're only gonna kind of do like 1 or 2 actions. So just decide which ones you want them to do.
Right.
I might be totally wrong. I have no data to back that up. It's just a theory.
I mean, it makes sense in theory, right? Like it's the kind of thing where I could see, if someone posted a great photo of like, I don't know, a mountain or something that they edited with a bunch of stars, and then you swipe to see the raw photo. Like I could see that getting really good engagement. People would swipe back and forth, like comment like, "Oh, this is cool." But yeah, I think you can exhaust someone's swiping to a certain point for sure. I mean, it's funny. Like me personally, with carousels, I don't know. Like I don't know if I like consume them. Like, I guess I follow some like sports pages. Like if a Toronto Maple Leafs is doing a post about a specific prospect that they drafted, I'll like swipe through to like see the details, but that's about it. Like, and I don't know if that's because a lot of people aren't posting carousels or if I just personally don't consume them that much.
Yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't
It's an
know.
interesting feature. I've seen some people do like the carousel. The first picture will be like the thumbnail, and then the rest will be like the video in parts,
Mm,
which is interesting. I think it's just another interesting feature. Like there's no harm. That's the other cool thing about Instagram is all the new features they're adding. Like did you see on the story feature they just added like that music feature? Did you get
hmm.
that?
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
So like you can go through it's basically like musically, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see that like being big. They have the type feature. They have all this stuff. Like basically every single app that is not a legitimate app and it's just a feature, Instagram's just like eating it, you know?
Huh.
And I mean, have you done an Instagram TV yet?
No, I haven't.
What's your thoughts on it? I guess let's like wrap it up by saying what your thoughts on Instagram TV
Sure.
are.
I think it's like a really cool concept, and I think it's heading in the right direction. I just think um the interface and like how it operates needs a little bit of tweaking. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm sure a lot of people love it how it is, but something that frustrates me about it is that content just kind of plays automatically. I wish it was more like um
I do hate
like
that.
when you go through Spotify and like you like on Spotify you can go through like different like albums and like it sorts things and it's not like playing like obviously the music plays in the background, but the physical like real estate on the screen isn't consumed by whatever's playing in the background. You can like you have a menu, it's nice and clean, and then you can choose what you want to watch and watch that. Like I feel like that would work a lot better for me personally because right now it feels like I'm stuck in this like weird um like it's just always playing, like I have no control, it feels chaotic,
Yeah.
and it like for me like I have a low attention span, especially when I'm on my phone. I just want to move on to the next thing. So I feel like if they made it feel more like a hub, because the way that it's delivering the content right now makes you want to swipe because it's like there and it's playing automatically, which is making me want to just continue through things. And if someone uploads a half an hour long video, I'm not going to sit there and watch the whole thing because like it's in the palm of my hand in this vertical orientation and it's already playing and I could just that easily swipe to the next thing. But if I like went through a menu and clicked on that 30-minute video, I'd probably be much more inclined to sit there and watch it.
I 100% agree. Like when you, autoplay is just like a weird thing that probably usually never really works
Mm,
that well. And the other thing, like background play, there's no background play. So like when there's so many things that you want to be doing on your phone, like texting or browsing the feed, to sit there on one video that you can't really like change, it is a bit like someone must have to be
100%.
cleaning their room or something and just leave their phone. So that's like one thing. But I have noticed the best thing that I've gotten from it. I don't personally watch too much Instagram TV, to be honest. I'm just on it because like this is kind of my business to be on these things and try them. Um, the best thing that I've gotten from it though is that it has sparked like the reason that we're doing this little mini creator chat collabo thing is because I was like, let me try something new for Instagram TV, and then it kind of turned into
Hmm.
this like, oh well, I can only upload 10 minutes right now for some reason on Instagram TV, so let me put these back on YouTube. And then it's just given me more content. Like I got to collab with a couple people in a cool way. I've actually it is getting smaller viewership, but the smaller viewership that does watch it, I have been getting some like really long form comments that I don't usually get, like someone writing out a paragraph on it. And so I think that's the best thing it has done is like just sparked new ideas because I'm trying to create
100%.
for a new platform. But I think as a platform, yeah, it's still interesting to see how it works. I've been seeing some people go viral by posting like Vine type of like funny content. Like the
Because
only
right now
viral
that's what it
video,
feels like it's built for,
yeah, the
right?
only thing I saw so far, like if you check the popular page, like what's on the popular page, it's interesting what gets on the popular page.
Right.
But I guess that's based on like who you're following. But I think it's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I am glad that I got on there and started doing it because now I started this whole new creator chat playlist, and I was always trying to think about how, because the podcasts are so difficult for me to travel to and do in person instead of the cameras, and I always wanted to like figure out a way to get the calling interviews back in, but kind of like consolidate or separate or organize the two in my head. So this is an interesting way to organize the two, is like two slightly different shows. But
It feels more candid.
it is, and it's easier. It's so much easier, and
Mhm.
like the sad truth at the end of the day is like it almost gets similar engagement. Not exactly, but like almost in a way. I could sit here and make this in under an hour, and it gets the same sometimes engagement as I travel on a plane, spend hours and hours and hours, and it's different. But anyways, you guys
Mhm.
should all go follow Daniel. Go listen to our podcast that we did if you want to hear like a more interview style convo. Actually, we still kept it pretty casual in that, but go listen to that. I'll link it. Go check out his YouTube channel. He drops bangers. Go check out his Instagram as well. A great follow from the CA. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Peace diggity. I'm doing like the Nardwar.
Peace
I'm cutting
diggity.
that out.
No, you have to leave that in.
Then I'm gonna leave this in.